All right, let's talk about intervals. Intervals are very important. It's going to be how you're going to know how to create chords, arpeggios, and scales. And it's going to be an important factor for when you start to write songs and melodies as well. I'm going to go through an exercise where you're going to be able to play each of the intervals. And I want you to really pay close attention to the sound of each one, because that's important. It's like you have to train your ear to hear the sound of each of these intervals. We're going to do them all off of a C root. So C is going to be the root, and we're going to play an interval off of that. Remember, interval is just two notes, and it's the sound of each of these two notes, how they contrast to each other. All right, so the first one's going to be a unison, which is probably the easiest one of all, because it's like from C to the same exact note, C. So that is a unison. It's the same note played twice. The next one's going to be a minor second. It's the sound going from the C to the C sharp, or D flat, actually. Get that in your ear. Really listen to it. Dun, dun. Next one's going to be a major second. Some of these are not going to sound as pretty to hear when you hit them together as others. And that's the sound of a major second right there. Next one's going to be a minor third. You've heard this a lot. This is found in every minor chord. It has a sadder type sound. Let's go to a major third. Has a happier tone. Those are two of the most popular, the minor third and the major third. Probably the most commonly used. Next we have a perfect fourth. It's also used a lot in all different genres of music. Then we have an augmented fourth or diminished fifth. It's the same thing, and they're the same name. Same two notes. Augmented fourth or diminished fifth. Then we have perfect fifth. That's commonly known as what? The power chord. The one, the root and the fifth. Then we have a minor sixth. Get the sound of that in your mind. Let your ears really soak it in. Then we have a major sixth. Then we have a minor seventh. Then we go to a major seven. When you hit those two notes, it sounds a lot of contrast there, sort of. And then we have the octave, which is both C notes. So you see, those are all the intervals. I want you to, this is super important. It's not going to be difficult to play, but it's something that you need to really work with a lot. I want you to start to understand the sound of each of these intervals. And this way you can understand music more. After you start really getting to know each of the intervals, when you're hearing a song, you could start to pick up on parts of songs by just knowing these intervals. And then as we start getting deeper into theory, you'll start to know that these intervals are combined together to make scales and chords and arpeggios as well. So a very, very important lesson. Like I said, take each of these and go through each of them like that and listen to them. Like I said, let it soak into your ears. So work on your intervals.